in Lincoln.
Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM. We're streaming live on the web at WLCNonline.com. You can follow us on Twitter at WLCN Sports. Scott Kirby, Jake Johnston, Jim Ash, Lloyd Kirby with you today. And we are outside at Jake's Outdoor Patio.
There's a rumor Joe Ryan will be making an appearance at some point today as well.
Saw him pull in. I don't know where he went.
He's running about on time.
He might be in the drive-thru at the new McDonald's waiting to get a sandwich. Who knows? But, yeah, we are outside here, a beautiful Saturday morning. It's 4th of July weekend. And what do people do 4th of July weekend? They cook out.
Oh, they cook out.
We've got Shane, Alley, and Dave Kaesebier today. They are smoking some chicken thighs. We're going to have that video for you on our website and on YouTube of how to do it, how to prepare your chicken, how to prepare your grill, how to cook your chicken. And I know there's a lot of people out there that they want to smoke some meat, some chicken, some ribs, some brisket, but they just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to get started. They're taking us through the steps. And
we've talked about this before. You've done some smoking.
Yeah.
And I love grilling. I mean, I grill all the time, and I love it. But I've always been a little bit intimidated by smoking the meat.
Well,
so this is something new to me and something I'm learning and very, very interested in and excited about. So this show's cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
We'll get Shane and maybe hopefully Dave on. We'll get them on with us at the bottom of the hour. We're going to take a break around 9:30 or so, and we're going to get this chicken on the smoker. And like I said, we are filming it. So for all you people out there that want to learn how to, get the stuff ready and how to do this whole smoking process, we're going to have that for you. Yep. And it's fun. And you say you grill all the time. Well, smoking is just cooking on indirect heat, and then adding some wood to your charcoal. And it takes, obviously it's going to take a little longer, and people have their own methods. There's no one right way or wrong way to do it. Shane says the two biggest things of smoking that people run into is overcooking and undercooking. Yep. So everybody's taste is different. Somebody might prefer it more spicy or sweet, or you can't really screw it up. And
there's something about that smell of that charcoal.
Oh, yeah. Hey, well, looky here. Who do we have
just
with us
in time?
Special guest with us this morning. It's Joe Ryan.
Hi.
Good morning, Joe. Thanks for showing up.
I've been here. I've been looking at the Jeep back there. Have you seen that Jeep?
Well, yeah, but
he's trying to pick it up.
Also have a show to do, so maybe we'll check out that.
It looks like we got plenty of people here at the show today. It's nice.
Yeah, we got some smoking going on, and it's very exciting. What's also exciting is where we're at. We're outside.
I was just going to say
Jake's Outdoor Patio, and I tell you what, this chair might be going in the back of my truck.
Oh, I got a dollar bet on that.
I will put this thing on my living room. That's how comfortable it is.
It is. That new fabric they put out here for patio furniture. It feels like indoor furniture. I mean, this is good stuff.
This is good stuff. He's got a couple fire pits out here that might be going in my truck as well.
You better call Tammy. You're putting this all in your truck and taking it home.
She would love it.
He's going to wait for me to go inside to put it in his truck.
Yeah, I'm just put it in my truck. I mean, she'd be like, oh, free? Sweet.
This is nice.
Yeah, and
we finally have shade.
Well, he usually has more out here, but he's had a big sell this week.
I tell you what, stuff's been moving, man.
Which
is a good problem to have. The best part about Ashley Furniture, though, is regardless if I have it in stock or out of stock, I can order it. It's usually here in right at a week. So it doesn't take any time at all to get this stuff in here, get it ready for your outdoor party. Maybe, I don't know, you might be celebrating your softball team's victories or something.
Yeah, and
whatever.
Trying to heal up from
a double play, maybe.
A double play breakup.
Boy, Lloyd, that doesn't look good.
That doesn't, buddy.
No.
That's it's gonna leave a scar.
I played a lot of softball, and that was a rough one.
Yeah.
It smells good out here, too.
Yeah, tell you. Didn't he just say that already?
He just stepped in, didn't he?
It smells good.
Boy, he brings a lot to the show.
He
this guy.
About 185 pounds.
This guy
special guest.
So yeah, we're gonna talk a whole lot of smoking later. So what the show is a sports show. So we probably should talk a little bit of sports.
And that's a show.
That's a show.
That's a show. That is a show.
This is a show about nothing.
We were just talking before we went on air how horrible the National League Central is. The Cubs are one game. Well, they're probably 500 now since they lost last night, and they're only half a game out of first. The Cardinals are about maybe 2 or so. This is USA
hell, we're like
yesterday.
14. At least it feels like we're like 14 games.
Yeah, but you're not. And, there's always a second half. There's going to be some moving going on here. Trade deadline is, July 31st or somewhere around there. And there's going to be some moves made. And there's got to be something done because,
the Cubs are 2 games out. The beloved Birds are 3.5, followed by Pittsburgh at 5, Cincinnati 7.5. Chasing Milwaukee, of course. And
it's
the problem is it's kind of one of those things. We're right there, and the goal is always to make it. Right? You get in, you roll the dice, see what you got. However, you get to a point you want to say, "Hey, I don't want to compete. I want to win." Fine line right there, and you've got some tradable pieces that you could get some things back for that could be very useful down the road. And the Cardinals haven't really been in that position for a while, but I think maybe right now is a year you have to think about it. Looking at it in the Cubs minor league system, you guys have a lot of hitters that look like they could be impact players. Off defense or pitching wise. It's expensive to go get pitching, yet you can still buy pitching, and there's a lot of it available each year. For the Cardinals, we don't have a whole lot of hitting in the minor league systems, and to buy a lot of hitters, I don't think that's a possibility for us. That's just my opinion.
I agree. You have a great opinion.
Now, let's hear Joe's opinion. What do you think, Joe?
Oh,
and we're back.
You get lucky, score some runs. Your pitchers stay healthy.
Play some defense.
But you know what the main thing at the end of the day? As long as you put up more runs than the other team.
Score more runs.
Score more runs.
If your pitching's not very good, score more runs.
Yeah. And if you're not very good at hitting, pitch better.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It's pretty easy.
And see the stats that's kind of been the problem for the Cardinals and Cubs this year.
Yeah.
At one level or the other will fail. The hitting's there, pitching fails. The pitching's decent at the beginning, fails at the end. The defense has let us down quite a bit this year. It's a different pattern what we've come used to here last 3-4 years.
That's the great thing about baseball. You just never know.
You never know. Yeah. And small changes can make huge impacts. You guys let go Montero the other day. We let go Peralta. That move for the Cardinals seems like it may have actually helped the team a little bit.
Well, you went a little younger.
You got a little younger, but I think it changed the clubhouse mentality a little bit, hopefully. And for the Cubs, that change there, at least with a couple of your pitchers, I think has made a big difference.
Yeah, it's all about camaraderie, whatever.
What was that word?
It's always
cue that.
I don't think that's going to slide by. Whether you live in Manito or not, that's not sliding by.
I tell you what, the people in Manito are cheering you on right now.
Well, it's hard to talk when you got freaking food cooking. It's tough. It's tough on a guy.
We all do it. It's hard on a guy, and we know that. But
Joe,
it's just
good kid.
It's just funny.
Yeah,
I've done it.
Freaking hilarious. I'm done.
He's not going to read anymore either, is he?
We don't even have an agenda today.
Go ahead, guys. Take over.
Why would we?
See how your English is.
Your English.
I'll just send it to a commercial.
We don't have any commercials.
Oh.
Hey, Joseph, how you like that chair there?
Well, it's just
a little swivel
tilt
action.
How do you like that chair?
Yeah.
But it's not our show.
That's a show.
That's a show.
There you go.
We're live. Yeah, you done?
I'm done. You guys make fun of my English.
We've never made fun of your English, just some pronunciations.
Well,
It's the lack of it.
When you do
that would make
90%
fun.
of the talking, you're going to screw up, you know. So
Well, that's why your name's on the top of the menu.
that's right.
That's why you're paid the big
It's all
money.
in good fun. If I didn't care for it, I wouldn't show up. That's why, that's why we do.
That's
what
why
we
you
do.
enjoy us.
Yep.
You
know?
You're very enjoyed.
You can talk behind our backs, but not out here in front of us.
Oh, I do too. Like you wouldn't believe. You guys think the balls are juiced? A lot of the pitchers are the home. Yeah, mark that one up.
There's so many fun things going on today.
The
I'm
pitchers
telling you
are
that
suspicious.
right now.
We're going to have a great segment next week. I think
Yes,
it's going to be a new
we
hats off.
Well, guess who's not going to be here?
It makes it even more fun.
The pitchers are suspicious. This is USA Today. If you want to cue it up for USA Today, Lloyd, go right ahead because I'm just reading from their paper. With the home runs are up in numbers, and the pitchers are not really liking that.
You know what?
They're thinking that baseball is wound tight.
From a saying back from, I think it was 1998.
The balls weren't
chicks dig
juiced.
the long ball.
The players themselves were juiced.
I think the balls were too then.
What?
Look at all the home runs that year. It was crazy.
But
it
that's
didn't
what
matter
the
where.
fans want.
That's what the fans love it, man. I mean,
That's why the NBA doesn't call fouls. The fans want scoring.
or traveling.
Yeah, they just want this to go.
Or 3 seconds. Or
It's 3, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
You know, a serious baseball fan, I like to go sometime and watch, a 9-inning 1-0 game
really?
with a bunch of strikeouts. It's all cool. But for the most part,
I
when you
enjoy
go,
it if it's good defense. If it's
you
not,
want to see
know,
home runs.
You want to see hits.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
wanna
that's
see
the way to
defense.
go.
You don't want to see a no. I mean, you want to see a no hitter, but you don't want to.
I tell you,
Once it became a no-hitter, you want to see it.
probably
when you got there, you didn't want to see
when you get to the 7th, 8th,
Yeah.
9th inning,
Now
if
you're
there's
like,
a
yeah,
no-hitter,
this
you're
is
like,
cool.
in my memory, one of the best games I can remember was Cardinals against Phillies playoffs. Doc Gooden
Why you got to bring
Doc Holliday?
What was Doc Gooden doing there?
Doc Holliday
he was in
against
rehab
Chris
then, I think.
Carpenter. I don't know. That's not good. Yeah. But Holliday against Carpenter. I mean, that was fun. The defense struggle going on there. Phillies favored to win. Cardinals pulling it out in the end. That was one of the best games.
I don't think
that was
Lloyd
1-0.
thinks so.
And the run was scored in the first inning. Yeah.
Yeah, that is right. I remember that.
That was a great game. I mean,
What's your favorite game of all time?
Reggie
Joe?
Jackson what he hit? 3 home runs in a World Series game? 4?
You don't know for sure.
3, something like that. 3 home runs? That's fun. Ozzie hitting that home run in the bottom of the 9th. The playoff game against the Dodgers.
Kirk Gibson.
That's fun. Kirk
there's
Gibson,
a
that's
lot.
fun.
Lloyd was at that game.
Now those games are fun. Home runs.
I might have to step out for a moment, fellas.
You got some company.
Yeah,
no, that's the Spirit.
Is that Spirit Republic?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't even have the lights on over there.
Hopefully, the back of that van's loaded up with some Bloody Marys.
treats.
Maybe you better stay out of them.
treats.
What?
Yeah, with your speech impediment.
Hey, I speak. My speech is better when I'm drinking.
So you say.
Oh boy! I show up.
I tell you what, man,
You guys
this
just-
barbecue smells good, though, doesn't it?
Well, there's nothing even on there yet.
Yeah, just the briskets
wait till
firing up.
Wait till he throws that chicken
Exciting.
on there, which hopefully that girl's going to be ready here in about 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break at the bottom of the hour. We're going to film them throwing this chicken on, and then boy, it's just going to be nothing but mouth-watering.
Then do we get to eat?
Oh yeah.
You got to stick around. It'll take
Yeah.
more than
Don't you have
15
go
minutes.
golfing with some buddies or something today?
Yeah, I do.
That's a good looking
It's
shirt you got on
Saturday.
there, too, Joseph.
It's Saturday. Why wouldn't we?
Is it Saturday?
Yeah. It's golfing Saturday.
That's
What
a good
time
looking
you
shirt.
golfing?
You're going to ignore that?
What time you golf?
Golf at 11 o'clock.
Oh, well, I ain't going to be ready by 11. Sorry, buds. You're out.
I'll stop by the house later, pick some up.
Stop by that. You will not. We tried that last
Just leave the
night.
garage door up.
Oh, well, you can come on in. It's not going to be. It's going to be gone. We'll save you some chicken bones.
We only brought about 40 of these bad boys.
Yeah. We got some chicken about ready to go on here. So,
And how long will it take to cook?
they say
This is
about
a low
2
carb
hours.
meal, by the way.
Be worried about that.
Couple hours.
Couple hours.
Yeah, a couple hours.
Fine folks at Spirit Republic.
Spirit Republic, they're representing today. And I tell you what, if you guys haven't been up there and had one of their Bloody Marys, Joe got me one a couple weeks ago. That thing was delicious.
Spirit Republic's an excellent place.
Yeah, they've got all kinds of
lucky to have
beverages.
it, really.
Just added 4 more taps.
Really cool place, yep.
Heck, maybe we get him on here. He could talk
4
about
new tabs.
He can talk.
Holy cow!
They've got craft beers galore.
It's just a cool place.
It is
all cleaned up.
No
nice.
TVs. It's social.
No TVs. I love
should
that.
Probably check your phone in at the door.
We said that. Make them throw it in a basket. But
Yeah,
they said that people probably wouldn't come in then because too many people like that. That text.
Too many people have their phone stolen.
Now you guys like to.
Wouldn't want.
Yep.
It would kind of suck if you couldn't Snapchat in a bar.
Yeah. No kidding there.
Yeah.
What would Lloyd do? How long do you think you could go without your phone, Lloyd?
Let's find out.
A while.
What do you mean? Let's find
An
out.
hour?
He's
Could
on
you
the
go an
Twitter
hour
for
without
us.
it?
Oh yeah. After the show, we're gonna find out. Good morning.
Nothing better than some fried chicken. Today we're going to grill it up.
That's a rooster.
What do you think rooster chase around? You think? Where did chickens come from?
An egg.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side.
I had a better response
get to the
that,
rooster.
but I
To
don't
get
think we
chopped
did
up
already.
and thrown on the smoker.
To get to Manito. Manito.
Manito.
You guys been there lately?
That's one of the funniest things ever said.
I
on
should
here.
be married.
gotta tell you.
Manito. Is it the funniest thing you've ever
I
heard?
said one of the funniest
Boy,
things ever said on
you're
here.
a
I've said some
simple
One,
stupid
I'd
stuff.
say top 5.
Simple.
I've said some stupid stuff.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying. That
Not
was
in the
funny.
top 5.
Nobody records that crap.
Yes, they do.
No, pretty much all yours.
I know.
Yeah, you own
Why
the
you
top
guys
10.
Pick on me. You know. I go home and just cry.
We know it really bothers you.
Curl up in a ball and cry because you guys pick on me.
Manito. That's great.
You don't know that.
so-
Maybe that's how it's pronounced.
Back to baseball here. Do you see
Yeah,
your
thank you.
Cub making any transaction?
Absolutely. We've got
You've got a loaded farm
we got a
system.
loaded farm system, which you don't want to deplete completely, but they're going to have to go out. They're going to have to get another starting pitcher.
Okay.
And it's
worried
basically about
Are you
getting
worried
people
about
off
your
the field.
hitting?
No.
I mean, with Zobrist hurt,
well, that's another thing.
Chris Bryant
You know,
hurt.
after the All-Star break, hopefully we're going to be healthy. So that's
Okay.
like a trade right there.
Right there,
We'll get
yeah.
Hayward back, Zobrist, and we just brought up another young catcher. But we got to get our bats going, and that's the thing. We know we can do it. It's just a matter of doing it. Rizzo, Bryant. You look at that lineup, and it's just it's a pretty solid lineup. Russell's
Still a
not
lot of
hitting.
strikeouts.
Still a lot of strikeouts, absolutely. But you just, as a Cub fan, you're just sitting there waiting for him to break out, and unfortunately, it hasn't happened. But it's only the first half of the season, And are they on maybe a little World Series hangover like they talk about? Where
Oh, it happens.
now take a little All-Star break. I don't think we're going to have the representation that we did last year for the All-Star break. But we'll have a couple of guys now, get the other guys rested up, come back rejuvenated, and play the second half strong. That's my opinion, Joe.
All right. So you want some bullpen help
We're going to need some bullpen help.
and maybe a starter,
And a starter. I think we need another.
or maybe a spot starter. Really,
No,
that
we
can
need
be
a-
long
We
relief.
need a starter.
Okay.
Montgomery's just not doing it. He's your spot starter right there. He's
Okay.
good for about 4 innings.
So
After
move
that,
him into long relief.
Move him long relief. Get another start. We'll get Hendricks back after the All-Star game.
Well, I mean, there's been rumors and there's been talk, which is odd.
George Hendricks?
Yeah.
But
That's pretty good.
The Cardinals have been tossed out there saying Lance Lynn's on the market.
Would they do
and
that,
and the
though?
Cubs are interested.
Would you do that in the same division?
You
It
know,
doesn't happen very often.
I'm not going to lie. He's a free agent after this year. So,
But the Cubs aren't going to unload. I don't believe that they would unload as much of their, upper tier farm club to a rival.
You have, but you look at the other teams in contention that may. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of teams still playing for a playoff spot, and they're right there.
Well, there's been a lot of
so-
talk with the guy from Tampa Bay. What's his name?
Archer.
Archer. Chris Archer.
James Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
That was from the crowd.
Sonny
Nobody
Gray,
wants him, Lloyd.
Sonny Gray from out there at Oakland. You know, there's some big names that could be got. You know, but you want to make sure that you're going to get a guy that's going to throw up the innings and give you a chance to win. And that's one thing Lance Lynn does very well. He gives you a chance to win, and he puts up the innings.
He does.
So, and I think that's why a lot of teams are going to be interested if they make him available. The Cardinals will have an extra starter if they kept him around, and I don't see that happening.
But you kind of wait to see. That's kind of like a trade deadline, last-minute deal there.
For
Don't
the
you want to
Cardinals,
see how you react second half of the season?
For the Cardinals, they will have to make a decision. Are we going for it or are we not? You know, and
but with being in that division, I mean, they're right in it.
Yeah.
You know, a player or two here, boom. I mean, that could change things around, and nobody's out of it in the Central.
No. It just with the
It's a weak
Cardinals,
division.
you see how bad their defense is, and as a fan, you get so frustrated because they'll look good hitting one night, and then all of a sudden 2 errors, 3 runs scored, and you're out of the game. You know, and you can't explain, you can't put your finger on it this year. I still feel the loss of Oquendo, you know, and it's been more than a year. And him directing on the base pass as well as him showing these defensive guys, and it's you know, you see the effects of that, and the Cardinals not doing what they want. So I don't know. As a fan, it's just frustrating right now.
So who's your favorite? Who's going to win it this year? Who's the best team in baseball right now?
Houston's looking
Houston
and LA right now.
LA.
Both those teams.
You don't like Nationals, huh?
Not compared to LA.
I like that.
Actually, I like the Nationals less than I like Colorado and less than I like the Diamondbacks.
Really?
Yeah, I like the National League West over every team except Houston right now.
Well, you could probably have the wild card, and
Both
you could
wild
have
cards coming
both
out of the
wild
West.
cards coming out of the West.
Right now they're
Yeah.
I
It's
think
a lock.
10 games ahead of
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It'd be interesting.
yeah, Dodgers keep throwing up these Rookies of the Year candidates. So
Yeah, they do, don't they, Joe?
Yes, they do.
Who are they?
You got Contrero, Paleco, and Spulati.
and Nacho player.
Nacho Grand. He's in the lineup.
Nacho player.
Nacho cheese.
What's wrong with that?
Well, how are we looking on the temp on the grills, Lloyd? Should we take a break?
They're warming up.
Let's ask our smoker if we're ready
There's
for
a
a
lot
break.
of talking going on over there.
Yeah.
Ask him,
We should have that on the air.
because if so, we'll take a break.
We could come back talk
We'll do
sports
some-
until we're ready if we had to.
Yeah, I guess we could. That's what we do, don't we?
I mean, it is
It's a show about nothing.
It's a show about nothing.
You know what? Bump the table, spill coffee on yourself. That's a show.
Okay. Well, hey,
Never happens.
I think our smoker's ready, so we're gonna take a break. We're gonna film the next segment here. Jim's gonna probably run maybe a little longer advertising for our sponsors, and we'll be back after these messages.
Don't turn that dial.
Don't. Welcome back to the Cheap Seats. Scott Kirby with you here at Jake's Furnishings. But we're outdoors, so it's Jake's Outdoor Patio. So swing on by and check out his setup here. Speaking of setup, all right, we are with Shane Alley as we're putting on a little smoking show here. We've already went through the first segment, Shane, on how to prepare the chicken, how to prepare the grill. Now it's time to put these bad boys on the grill. Explain a little bit about what we have here. You have a marinating in some kind of liquid. Tell us what that is and what it does to the chicken thighs.
Well, this right here was marinating in a product called Chicken Soak. And what it does, it actually makes it juicy. Has a bunch of phosphates and other ingredients in there that just makes it tender and juicy, and adds another flavor profile to it. And then this right here, this is what was in here, And so, and what's in here is butter and barbecue sauce to add another flavor profile to your chicken as well. So, and all you do is just take your chicken, make it nice and pretty, place all this in here. And then what this butter will do is not only will it add the flavor profile and the sauce too, but it'll actually tenderize it as well. So we'll just get this in here, and then we will place this on the grill.
Now, just so you know, Shane, you are live on the radio, so there's only a couple words we can't say, so don't say them, okay?
Well, I will say I'm going to be salivating here in about a half hour once this stuff starts to cook. All right, so first step is we got our grill up to temp, and you can place the pans right in the grill. You can either put it right on the grate or in the pan, however you want to do it. We do it like this. And earlier, I wanted to go back a little bit. When you're prepping your grill and you go to clean it, I don't know how many people out there still use the wire brushes. I recommend you do not use wire brushes at all, because what'll end up happening is after so many uses, the little wire bristles will flake off and get stuck either on your grill or in your meat. Okay, so I don't recommend that. What you can do is just take you some tin foil or aluminum foil and then ball it up and then just go back and forth. And what it'll do is that foil will conform to your grate, and you'll be able to get between that and really get it clean, and it cleans just as well, if not better, and it's safer. So that
I'm guilty. I'm a wire brush user, but not anymore.
All right, so let's place these in here.
So you place them in the pan, well, obviously the smoke will be able to get to them.
Correct. Yeah, that smoke will come, and as a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, because now it's time to put the wood on. So I need that wood right there. Okay. Sorry about that.
Well, I'll go get the wood.
Yeah, we're going to use maple today. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And so with an external heat box like this, you can use big chunks of wood. And so what you want to do is just place them right there. And one more should do it. Get that nice and go. And so what that'll do is that'll start smoldering, and that'll add the one flavor profile to the chicken. And so with that being said, now with this one here, we're going to take, hang on just a second, get that off of there. The wood chips that we have in the other bag over there.
Let me go grab that one real quick.
So those wood chips are different than the chunks. These here, this is going to be apple. And these here, they really should be soaked for about 15 minutes and get them nice and saturated, because one, they're thin and they'll flame up and basically burn out. But we're going to be okay today. We're going to just throw them on there and get these going too. So just remember, just to soak your chips, and then we'll get that going. We'll get the temp back up there, because our temp just dropped down to about 170. We'll build that one back up. And then let's grab this here. I'm sorry, these here are ready to go, actually. We'll grab this here, and this pan right here with our butter, we're going to put the sauce in it.
So this is different from what you have in here. This is just kind of a marinade, and then you transfer that over to that?
Yes, that's that chicken soak, yep.
And then after you take it out of that, you just discard all that?
Yep.
Where do you get the chicken soak?
You can order it online. It just depends on what kind you want. You can order online, any barbecue website.
And it's just called chicken soak. Or can you make your own chicken soak?
You can actually make your own. I mean, it's almost like a brine.
Is it chicken broth based with other additives, or is it?
I think it is. I haven't really read the ingredients on it. You just kind of look and say.
Now you say phosphate. What does that do?
It actually kind of like gels and just keeps the juice.
Seals it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because a lot of people probably don't have phosphate in their pantry.
Yeah.
So that's or chicken soak. So, and you can probably go online, type in chicken soak, and it'll bring up where you can order it or
Yep, exactly.
make it yourself. And
all right. So, there's our smoke. There we go. That's
look at that
right
smoke.
there.
Holy cow, that's a lot of smoke.
Yep. See how it flamed up? So what we're going to do is...
Now you put your wood chips in dry.
I did put them in dry.
Now is that just a preference, or a lot of people want to soak them in water?
You want to soak them in water, you definitely, because you don't want that flame up like that. You want the smolder, you don't want the flame. And so what I did is I just cut my vent down. I stopped all the airflow in there, which will actually kill the oxygen, kill the flame, and then,
But you still have your smoke.
I still have the
heat of
smoke.
the coals.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then same way with this one here. We are up to temperature now on this one here. Let me add one more. I didn't know if I had enough room, but we're going to add one more here. There we go. I'm going to see if I can put these in here without having to use another pan. Oh my gosh, you can already smell it.
All right, well, we have the chicken on the grills. Any other closing remarks for this segment, Shane? We'll need to go to another commercial break here. Anything that they need to know now, or just basically watch your temp?
Just watch your temp, and that's it. And it's just patience. Just patience. Don't lift up your grill lid to check it, because all you're going to do is just bring your temperature down, and it's just going to take it longer to cook.
And if you're worried about if there's enough smoke, you should be able to see some of it coming out of your grill.
Absolutely.
So that's another sign of there is smoke. So do not open your lid, because you'll lose it all.
You'll lose your temperature. That's right. And it'll just take longer to cook.
All right, well, we're going to take another commercial break. We come back, we're back to sports. Maybe get Shane and Dave on with us and just kind of tell us what they're doing today. And and you can always watch this video later online. We'll have it on our website. So if you want to smoke, this is a place to be. Stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM. Welcome back to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM. We are at Jake's,
And we're live.
outdoor patio. He's just opened up something there. A Yeti can opener.
Bottle opener.
Bottle opener. Yeah, you don't really need a can opener.
No. Well, maybe you do.
But yeah, we got 15 minutes left in the Cheap Seats. We're going to bring Shane Alley and Dave Kaesebier on with us. They're the brains behind this operation. They know what they're doing. We don't, because they have fancy aprons. We're going to have to get one of those, Jake.
Yep.
Just run it while they were over there. I got it.
Joe, you got it?
Joe is on the go.
Joe is on the go, and he just stares at it. First, I want to thank you guys for taking some time out of your busy lives to come up here and share with us on just the whole process of smoking literally anything you want. And today we're doing some chicken thighs just because it's quicker. We don't have time to do a brisket or even ribs, but thanks for coming up here, and just tell us how you guys got started in the smoking world. You say it's just one big family. You guys travel all over, and you're a judge as well?
I have judged before, but I gave it up when I started competing, and I'm going to get back into the judging because we're done competing now. But myself, I got started running a slaughterhouse or working at one first, probably in 1970s, and we smoked a lot of meat down there for parties, stuff like that. Did some catering and stuff, and that's how I kind of got interested in it and incorporated it into the home use and started smoking and liked it. And my son and I, Wade, he works here at Abbott's in town, and we started smoking a lot just with stuff at home. And when they got the contest here in town, we said, oh, you know, we ought to just throw in, see what we can do with our cheap stuff against these people with $8,000-$10,000 cookers and stuff. And we went in the first year and we pretty much got our butts handed to us. And learning the hard way, you know, these people, a lot of them cook 30, 35 times a year, and you're going up against them, and they're professionals for a reason. And we were probably dumb enough not to give up too quick. And we tried it again, and we started having a little bit of success, and we did it for 3.5 years and got to be too much work and money, and we backed off of it, and this is where we got where we were at. But we just initially wanted to try to take a $300 or $400 smoker up like you would have at home, similar to some of these that we have here today, and just see, okay, people always said this is good, let's go find out. And it ended up, we didn't do too bad with it, but that's how I got the interest in it. And the second year, I was asked to help with the barbecue committee for the cook downtown. Wade and I both did, my son, and that's where I met Shane and a lot of other people. And it's like a huge family. You go into these professional competitions, you go to people and say, yeah, I've had some issues with this, and most of them will share with you, you know. And it's like you don't hardly ever meet anyone that's a jerk. You know, they're all pretty nice people, pretty easygoing. And
Until you come on this show.
well, that happens.
We're full of them right now. One of them is holding up the canopy, that pole. There you go. But yeah, and it's and Shane, you said you've been involved for 9 years, KCBS, and I know you kind of run the backyard competition during Up and Smoke, and that kind of just separates the professionals to your typical backyard smoker, and that, you know, separates the, you know, to where these guys aren't really competing for the big thing, but they're out there enjoying it and having fun.
Right. I got started about 9 years ago when Chris Grau held a judging class here in town, and got involved with that, got certified to become a KCBS judge, started judging all over the place, just found my new passion, because it's amazing. You come across some great people, you come across some fabulous food, and that's what got me into smoking as well, because as much as I like to eat, I had to make it myself. So, and through trial and error, man, I was a backyard guy. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, and through trial and error, and with my very first smoker that my family got me for Father's Day 9-10 years ago, I just started working with it, and just, you know, watching videos and talking to people, talking to Dave. Dave really helped me out a whole lot, and just trying to, you know, do better. But after the second year of our Up and Smoke, that's when Chris Grau approached me. He's like, hey, you know, we'll talk to a bunch of the other guys on the committee, want to know if you want to be a part of the Up and Smoke, and I couldn't say no. And it's been great ever since. Everybody on the team we just love what we do. We love cooking. We love the whole aspect about barbecuing. And when we're done, when our competition is done and over, we get email after email, and when people are packing up leaving, the one thing they say is our competition, the staff is top notch. The staff is so nice and polite. They don't mind helping. They love doing they love doing this, and that's the first thing I tell them is we actually love doing this. This is what everybody does. We all barbecue, so we try and make it the most successful event possible.
Now, you say as being a judge, you come across a lot of good food, but on the flip side, you've probably came across some not so good food.
Yes.
And can you tell us what maybe they did and they probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, at one particular event was in Litchfield. It was their one and only event,
And we can throw out names too, because we're good at throwing people under the bus.
Well, honestly, being a judge, when you judge meat, it's a double blind contest, so you never know whose actual food that is. But there was we were told by our KCBS rep that a team slid on in about 5 o'clock Saturday morning. They were hurried and setting up, and they were going to do a process called hot and fast for their brisket, because I don't know if you all know, but a brisket takes a long time to smoke. It takes a long time to cook to make it good. And so they were going to do this process called hot and fast, and our rep wanted to just let all of us judges know that just, beware. And the process is high temp, get your temperature up high as can be for about 4 to 6 hours, and then and it's cooking, and then after that period of time you wrap it up and you throw it, you wrap it up in foil, wrap it up in a blanket and throw it in a cooler and let it cook itself, and it's supposed to tenderize. Okay, well, when that show box came around, you knew exactly whose brisket was whose, because this guy, it just had a fleshy white color to it, and he had cut it the wrong way. He cut it with the grain instead of against, so it just looked, when you pulled it apart for the tenderness test, it looked like a bunch of threads just came apart like that. And the flavor was really, really bad. and to eat, just to be polite, because the scoring is 0 to 9, 0 being you didn't have anything to judge, 9 being the best, and anything under a 7 is you're not gonna get anything. And just to be nice, I gave him a 5, but it was close to a 1.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it was that bad. And then some of them are like shoe leather. I mean, they tell you have to taste it. So you do the tug test, and it wasn't pulling apart. So then you want to bite it and try and pull it apart so you can chew it. And then eventually you just kind of rip it. And when it's to that point, it's too far gone.
Take a couple of chews and spit it out.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, Jake, you want to contribute here? I know you have all kinds of questions, because this is something
that like I said, I would like to develop myself and get into this and see how well I can do at it. But it's a cool process. The chicken seems like there's a little bit more work than what I was thinking preparing it. It's not just grab them, throw them on the grill, and that's kind of cool that we got to experience that today. Now with the brisket, is there more prep to it with brisket as well, or is it just wrapping it up and getting going?
No. I'll let Mr. Dave talk about that one, because that gentleman right there is the brisket king.
I don't know why he says that, but everything that you do has a little bit more work to it than just picking it up and throwing it on the grill. With the brisket, and here again, if you're doing it for home use or home eating or competition, you do it different. When you do it for competition, you trim pretty much most of the fat off of it. There's big globs of fat under what they call the point, which is where you get your burn ends from, and that is the best part of the brisket, are the burn ends. If you get them right, you'll never have a better piece of meat of any kind in your mouth. But there is a lot of work, a lot of trimming, and we inject them, and then we usually put 2 or 3 different seasonings on them, profile, and a lot of what I start with is Luckhart's beef seasoning on there, and then I put some red seasoning on it also. And it is a little bit more. You wrap them after about 5 or 6 hours, and then you have to wait, and there's temperature guidelines they give you between 195 and 200, 210 in there. But the idea thing for me is when you poke a thermometer in there, it goes in like hot butter and comes out like hot butter, and I go more by that. It's like wrapping. They give you suggestions, after this long wrap it. I generally go by color. I look at the meat and say, okay, this is a color I like now on this meat. I'm going to stop it from getting more color, and that's when I wrap it, whether it's 3 or 4 hours or 6 hours. And getting back to what Shane was talking about earlier about problems people have with meat, it also, he said, overcook, undercook. You can get flavor profiles on there that'll kill you also. For instance, if you put some hot pepper on there and people don't like hot, I'm talking cayenne or hotter or something like that, and you put it on there and they eat it and it's too hot to eat. That's one thing. And another common thing is salt. That you can get it. All your seasoning has some salt in it, and if that's the first thing listed on the ingredients in that seasoning, it doesn't take you long to take these thin pieces of meat and stuff and ruin them that way.
Now, can you, for a brisket, for instance, because it does take so much longer than chicken or ribs, can you over smoke something where
Yes.
the smoking taste is just overwhelming?
Exactly. And a lot of that depends on your choice of wood. I typically, when I cook, I use a combination of apple wood and hickory wood. Competition blend is usually those two with cherry in it, because the cherry puts out a little darker smoke if you want a bigger smoke ring on stuff. And some of that smoke, if you get too much smoke, it's be like picking up a cigarette and eating it.
Yeah.
After it was done smoking it, you can ruin them that way also.
Yeah.
And like I said, Shane says he's judging and asking about, has he ever had bad meat? With me sitting here, he was probably very gracious with me, because Shane was my guinea pig when I got started, because I knew he judged and I knew he was going to give you the truth. And I kept thinking to myself, when he comes over, I can't get mad at him because I'm asking him to do it. But he was very gracious.
Until he leaves.
Well, yeah, then my wife and I had several conversations. I said, well, we'll
But
take
you
care
keep
of
inviting
this.
him back, so that's a good thing.
Now, you said something about the different seasonings. Is there some local seasonings that you guys use around here?
Yeah, actually,
Well, he said Luckhart's. That's not.
That's Nuthatch.
Nuthatch Hill, his beef rub. His beef rub is really good for a flavor profile. It's kind of salty, but it's got a great flavor. And with Dave said he's got a nice red rub that he puts over there that sweetens that up and kind of complements it. But I use Nuthatch Hill chicken rub on here, and we're going to be using Kevin Bateman's Lincoln Secret Sauce. He's got a nice mustard sauce that's really good in flavor, and we're going to be using that as well on some of the chicken. And then we're going to use Nuthatch Hill barbecue sauce on some of the others as well.
Now, where do you buy these the sauce and the seasonings?
Big R, IGA.
Big R and IGA
Here in town. I know Kevin's got his in Kroger stores, and Brad's got Hy-Vee and some of the other stores.
Okay.
Lockhart does different. But here in town, I know they have it at Big R, and they have it at IGA, and I'm not sure if they have it anyplace else here in town.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big R and IGA, though.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to pick them up.
You were just at IGA last night. That's where the chicken came from.
Yeah, Bro Charlie.
Wiped them clean. Shane, you got a fan. John Toff wants to know if the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl again this year.
We're going to win the next 6-7 Super Bowls.
Obviously, you and John Toft have no clue.
Obviously, he's talking about some bitty little football in Dallas.
I tell you what, we're gonna surprise a lot of people. We've got 2 rookies. This is going to be their sophomore year. We got a great draft. We had a great draft year. We got some rookies that I think are going to start. Some of our corners are going to start. They're just going to be fabulous. We got another guy that was, when we drafted him, he was injured, but he wasn't injured enough to where we weren't going to take him, and the other teams passed him up because our doctors, I say our doctors because I'm part of the Cowboys team. Our doctors said that no, get him because it's not as bad as you think, and that's Jalen Smith, and he's going to devastate this year. He's just going to be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, sounds like a Bears fan.
Yeah, well, sounds like
we're going to be good.
All right. Well, guys, unfortunately, the Cheap Seats show is over, but that doesn't mean we're done here because we're going to be back on air from 11 to 12 with Jim. Hope Jeff number 2 is doing all right. He's healing up from another knee surgery, so he wasn't able to be here with us today. But guys, once again, thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
We're gonna
check out this video online.
Check out the video,
website, Facebook site.
And we're going to be here till noon. The chicken's been cooking for a half hour or so. We're going to check it. You said got to flip it?
Yep, got to
flip them. We're going to smell them, add some more smoke, wrap them up, and then the best part of it all,
selling furniture.
We get to eat them.
Oh, we get to eat them too.
You can sell furniture.
That's my job.
Yeah, and you're doing a pretty good job of it, Jake.
Thanks.
Because I know you sat here during the day and watched
This is lovely.
the new McDonald's.
This is comfy. I'm not kidding you. I don't want to get up anymore.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Next week we'll be at Four Corners, and we're going to give away a
the
trimmer, a spin
Yeah.
trimmer.
I'm on
so
that.
get on over there, register to win that. We'll be giving it away next Saturday live on the Cheap Seats. So be sure to tune in. Come out and see us. If you want to come by and get a good whiff of some chicken being smoked, you're more than welcome to. And we'll load your truck up with some outdoor patio furniture.
Nice.
Scott Kirby, Jake Johnston, Jim Ash, Lloyd Kirby, Shane Alley, Dave Kaesebier, and I guess Joe Ryan.
Good day.